May I now invite His Excellency Mr. Siaosi Sovaleni, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Environment, Government of the Kingdom of Tonga, and co-chair of the second session of APFSD in 2015 to conduct the session.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, welcome to the third Asia-Pacific Forum on Sustainable Development. It is always a pleasure to return to this forum. As we start the third APFSD, please allow me to say a few words. I'm honored to address you this morning in my capacity as one of the co-chairs of the second session of APFSD in 2015. As we forge a path forward as one region, let us revisit our major achievements in building a robust architecture for achievable sustainable development in our region through APFSD. The successful conclusion of a number of critical international agreements in 2015 did not only reinforce the strength of the multilateral process, but also emphasize the value of regional processes in facilitating and strengthening global consensus. I am particularly proud of what we have achieved through the forum by serving as a bridge between the local and global, and by connecting local stakeholders to the global agenda. As a region, our collective efforts enable us to contribute substantive regional perspective to global debates, in particular towards shaping the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. His Excellency Mr. Vajira Narampanakawa, the Secretary of State Ministry of Environment, Sri Lanka, and one of the vice chairs of the past session of APFSD, reported the outcomes of the second session of the APFSD at a high-level political forum on sustainable development, at a moderated session held on the 30th of June with the theme Regional Support to National Action. His Excellency Mr. Narampanawa's presentation highlighted the key messages from the second session of APFSD and confirmed the importance of a holistic approach to sustainable development, based on a balanced integration of three paths, of three dimensions: social, economic, and environment, and more inclusive development paths. We call for political commitment and leadership to realize sustainable development aspiration. We recognize that a forward-looking agenda needs the engagement of stakeholders in the region. Finally, we noted that the forum could play a pivotal role in translating the global discourse of sustainable development into tangible outcomes at the regional and local levels. Our deliberation at the past APFSD, which was attended by more than 400 participants, was enriched by the inputs of various associated forums, namely the Asia-Pacific Civil Society Forum on Sustainable Development, which was organized as a preparatory event for APFSD, the Regional Conference on Aligning Corporate Sustainability with SDGs, and the first UNEP Forum of Ministers and Environmental Authorities of Asia-Pacific. I trust that the present and future session of APFSD will continue to embody the same spirit of collaboration and multi-stakeholder engagement that has become the mark of the past APFSD. The last APFSD shaped and strengthened regional and multi-stakeholder consensus on some of the critical issues on sustainable development facing the region, and provided a strong link between national and global levels. This APFSD is the opportunity to consolidate this consensus into a plan of action and to think forward for the implementation of the 2030 Agenda. I trust that our region will continue to be a strong voice within the HLPF and its subsequent deliberation, particularly on issues that are critical for our region to successfully achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. At our last meeting, we agreed to define a regional roadmap for implementing the 2030 Agenda and decide on the form, function, and modalities of APFSD after 2016, based on the outcome of the 70th session of the General Assembly through an intergovernmental consultative process, And I'm pleased to note that the preparatory senior official meetings yesterday made a significant headway in putting in place the foundation for agreement on these critical tasks. I sincerely hope that APFSD will continue to play an important role in the region, allowing for dialogue on process on the SDGs, exchange on best practices, and recommendation for policy and investment options in order to achieve sustainable development in Asia and the Pacific. I'm looking forward to our deliberation the next couple of days. I thank you.